Behold the voice of God.
Welcome, I'm Papa John, and starting today I'm going to review every DCEU movie that I have not yet reviewed leading up to the release of my most anticipated movie of the year, The Suicide Squad. And I've already reviewed the Snyder movies leading up to the release of the Snyder Cut. I've also reviewed the Whedon Cut, and I reviewed Wonder Woman 1984 back in January, I believe. And so I'm not going to re-review those movies, but I am going to review all of the other DCEU movies, starting with Suicide Squad. And so let's get into it.
The hell's wrong with you people?
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
Nothing really matters to me.
So in Suicide Squad, you basically have Amanda Waller, who gathers up this group of, I guess, villains and tries to turn them into anti-heroes to stop an enchantress, a witch that's trying to take over the world in Midway City. And so basically, I just gotta say, I love the cast in this movie. I think the cast is actually great. It's one of the best cast movies out there. I think everyone is almost perfectly cast. And a lot of people complain about the soundtrack and that they try and use it to replace actual development, and I've never seen that at all. I've never felt that at all. I actually think the soundtrack, it adds a much-needed atmosphere, a Suicide Squad-esque atmosphere that the movie needs, in my opinion. And so I think the soundtrack actually helps the movie and is one of the biggest positives of the movie. Is Without Me, the Eminem song, a little misplaced? Yes. I think it belongs in the movie, just not the scene that they put it in. But I think the soundtrack, along with the cast, make this movie watchable. And I actually think the first act is actually decently good. It's decently fun. You get some of the backstories, but not quite too much to drag it out. And it's got some fun editing in it. A lot of people complain about, but I actually think it adds to the atmosphere, much like the soundtrack does. That being said, once they get to Midway City, or even a little before that, it starts to fall apart when Enchantress actually turns into the villain and basically gets her heart and turns on Waller and Flag. That's when the movie falls apart for me. But once they get to Midway City, the movie almost literally seems to turn into a video game. Quite literally, almost like an open world video game thing. They're wandering around the city, going to their next mission, and along the way they run into these minions, henchmen, things that they have to destroy and kill to get to their mission. And then they get to their mission, and then all of a sudden they have another mission, and then they go wandering around the city. Oh, there's a cutscene. There's an emotional cutscene, and even while they're wandering through the streets of this open world, they have these little bantering here and there. It is so much like a video game. I can't get it out of my head. It distracts me while I'm watching it. It's just like they're wandering. It's like you're wandering through an open world video game onto your next mission, fighting small little bug-eyed minions or whatever. And then there's cutscenes. And that's what they feel like. They feel like cutscenes from a video game whenever you have like that bar scene. I like the bar scene, but like I said, it feels like a cutscene. And when you finally confront the mastermind, the boss villain, towards the end, right before you confront her, all of a sudden, one last giant creature, in this case, Incubus, shows up that you have to defeat first before you actually handle the mastermind behind it all, For instance, my favorite video game is Arkham City, so I'll use that as an example. Before you actually confront the real Joker, you have to face Clayface comes out of nowhere that you have to face. And so this has that type of formula there too. This entire movie, the 2016 Suicide Squad movie, is structured exactly and feels exactly like a video game. Even the CGI, the special effects almost look video game-like to me. So overall, 2016's Suicide Squad is a movie that feels extremely like a video game with horrendous villains, but it's at least made a little watchable because of a great cast. a fun soundtrack, a decent atmosphere. I will have to give this movie a thumbs down, but the cast and the atmosphere, at least give it a 2.
I should kill everyone and escape? Sorry. It's the voices. I'm kidding. That's not what they really said.
Go ahead and tell me your thoughts on 2016's Suicide Squad in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this review, go ahead and smash that thumbs up icon, smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell as well to stay up to date on this review series. And a couple reviews from now, I've got something special going on. And so stay tuned for that. Have a great day, and always remember, that's life.
What the hell's wrong with you people?